Welcome back for another tantalizing episode of The Traitors, Season 3, Episode 7. The traitors are traiting on each other. But hit the like and subscribe button as the intro plays. So the traitors are back in the turret, and they have to decide who are we gonna murder. But first, they must all get on the same page. They must get on the same page because the traitors have been running amok and going against one another. Danielle doesn't trust Rob or Carolyn. Carolyn doesn't trust Danielle or Rob. Rob doesn't trust either one of them and doesn't understand why Carolyn doesn't trust him. But they have to get on the same page, and so they start suggesting who will we murder tonight. First of all, they threw out Derek, and Rob threw out Derek, and Danielle was like, no. We can't get out Derek. Not Derek, not this week. No. We can't. Why not? Why not? He tried to come for me. Boston Rob says. He came directly to me. He wanted to get me out. No, we can't get him out. And, Carolyn's like, I don't care who goes. So they throw out Sam's name. They throw out Dylan's name. And Danielle's like, no, not Dylan. So then we go to the breakfast room the next morning, and we see people coming in. We see Carolyn's one of the first. And what is Carolyn wearing? What's going on with Carolyn? Those little bows in her head. It looks like she looked like she had a cloak on at first. I was like, did Carolyn make a mistake and wear her turret cloak, her traitor's cloak? But no, she just had a cape on, which looked ridiculous. The funny thing is, they obviously have a stylist on set making them wear these ridiculous outfits that they would never wear in everyday life to make them look Scottish, but like traitors and faithfuls, whatever those look like.
This is off the runway. Now, this is off the runway.
So, everybody comes in, and Tom Sandoval comes in, and finally, Tom has a clue, everybody. Tom suspects that the traitor is Boston Rob. But nobody listens because everybody's like, Tom, man, you talking about Tom? He's ridiculous. He's crazy. He's off. The funny thing is, people like Tom and people like Carolyn, specifically Carolyn, who are offbeat characters who don't necessarily fit into society standards of what cool and normal is. People always dismiss them when they're telling the truth. And these people tend to be on the outside looking in, and they can see things. Not necessarily Tom, but more so Carolyn. They can see things because their lens is always observing because they're on the outside.
I be quiet, but when he leave, I be talking again.
So anyhow, Tom has that clue. I think it's Boston Rob. And so then Dylan comes in, and so Dylan didn't get murdered, but he says, after everybody comes in, Boston Rob comes in looking sus as usual, which is so funny. Like, y'all can't see that this guy is guilty. He looks guilty. He just looks like he's suspicious, like he's about to give somebody read them their rights, or he's about to interrogate somebody under a light. He just looks suspicious, but they don't get it. Like dumb Dolores from Patterson, she's just so off base and always so loud and wrong about it too. But so who comes in, or more so, who doesn't come in? Derek. So they go to Derek in the, as he's getting his walking papers, his murder papers. And he says, I knew Boston Rob was a traitor, and he knew that I knew, so he had to get rid of me because I was dangerous. And that was the smartest thing to do. I would have gotten rid of me myself.
You ain't bad, you ain't nothing.
Meanwhile, Danielle has a truce with Carolyn, and Carolyn says, I don't trust Danielle at all. As far as I can spread, I don't trust Danielle. She can forget about it. So that truce that they had is a fake truce in Carolyn's eyes, but whatever. So, Derek doesn't come back. So then in walks Alan, and Alan says, murdered was Derek with 2 R's. R-R-I-P. Alan, that was a good one, because I'm always waiting, like, how's he going to say who got murdered and why? So Derek is gone. Danielle was crying like a buffoon. She was selfish, making a spectacle of herself. She's always making a spectacle of herself, thinking that that's going to like keep them away from thinking I'm a traitor. But if anything, you're putting eyes on yourself, Danielle. That's what you're doing. But these people are so dingy and dense. They don't even know that Rob, they don't even suspect Rob at this point when all signs point to Rob. I mean, why would you murder Derek after everybody that has come for Rob gets murdered?
Who's the dummy now?
And y'all don't see it? Are y'all just too close to it to not see that? I mean, Tom Sanderville saw it. I thought Dylan saw it, but Dylan was like, I'm hot, I'm cold. Dylan went way off base. He said while eating a boiled egg to Rob, I have something to tell you. Derek left me a note. You tell this to the whole room, Dylan, but then don't share it, but then specifically want to talk to Boston Rob? Okay. So as they're walking out, the funny thing is they're walking out talking, and here comes Tom Sandoval. And they just totally ignore him. It's like he is not there. It's like he's the Scrooge ghost. Nobody pays attention to Tom. They think he's ridiculous, and they think he's crazy and offbeat. I mean, he is crazy and offbeat, but at this, a broken clock strikes, is right twice a day. So Tom is on to you, Boston Rob. So then the ladies, the Bambies, go outside, and Sierra, who now thinks she thinks she's in it, since she just really, she irks me. Sierra just irks me. I don't like the way she moves or speaks about things. The minute she was like cursing in the coffin, mad about being in the coffin, and I'm like, who are you anyhow? But she rubs me the wrong way. But she did say something about Danielle and all that crying. It's not like Derek is dead. He's not really dead. I know, it's like, really, Danielle, are you here to win this money or not? Are you here to win it for Derek? Were you here to win it for Derek? Who cares about friendship? This is a game. And Derek was aware that it was a game. So I think you'll be good on the outside, Danielle. So anyhow, Alan tells them about their challenge. They have to couple up. And they meet outside, and they're all dressed in different shades of red and tuxedos. Tom and Sam have on a tuxedo, and Ira, they all have on these tuxedos that look kind of like George Jefferson's tuxedo. I don't know. So basically they get to their challenge, and it's a matter of the couples have to hold hands for 8 minutes.
But wait, there's more.
But there's a twist. They have to put their hands in this plexiglass box, and then Alan will present them with gifts. When I tell you, when the gifts came, it was a la Fear Factor, the show. Remember Fear Factor? Ever since Fear Factor, shows have been like stealing some of their tactics by putting gross bugs and all sorts of things and reptiles in boxes. So that's what happened. They put all these, and who was first out? Dolores and Chriselle. Mainly because of Chriselle, Dolores was mad. And Boston Rob and Sierra were paired up together, and Sierra was freaking out, and Boston Rob starts talking to Sierra like a doctor would talk to you, when you're in a compromising position, when they're doing work on you, just to calm you down, which never worked for me. It doesn't calm you down when you talk to me. It's just like, it's more annoying than anything, but they're trying to like get your mind off of what's going on. But Sierra made it to the 8 minutes. Everybody else made it to the 8 minutes, but Sierra and Boston Rob were exempt. So who's left? Who's left to win the shield? They then have to put their hands back in the box, which looks like a bunch of noodles from an Asian restaurant at this point, to find a ring. And the ring, if you find the ring within the time, you'll get the shield. So Danielle and Brittany got the shield, so they wouldn't be murdered. And who else? Ivor and Sam got the shield, as well as, or did they?
I forgot.
I can't remember. It doesn't matter who got the shield, because guess what? They all go back. They all go back to the house, and Boston Rob is doing his thing. He's going around planting seeds, saying, "Who do you think is the traitor?" And he's definitely saying they're trying to frame me. They're trying to frame me, but I think it's Brittany. And they're all like, "Yeah," because Brittany doesn't really talk. She don't really speak up. Okay, so that's the reason, because she doesn't speak up. But Boston Rob is not a traitor because he speaks up so much, and he got out one of his own, although you don't know at this point. He got out Bob the drag queen. He got out Nikki, who was a faithful. He was pointing fingers at everybody. And then last week he got out Wes, who was a faithful. So, and now he got out Derek. So, and he was pointing the finger at all of these people. So, well, Derek was pointing the finger at him. So, no, but Boston Rob, Dolores, I think he's a faithful. Emphatically, Dolores thinks he's a faithful. Dolores from Patterson, weren't you a cop or corrections officer or something? You should be a little bit more strategic and thoughtful. You need to think, Dolores, but whatever. I guess being a housewife and all that Botox and fillers and tummy tucks and all that went to her head or something. Dolores is a disappointment. Dumb Dolores from Patterson. Anyhow, so they're planting seeds. That's all they're doing. And Brittany notices instantly that the Bambies are not making eye contact with her. She was feeling a vibe that something was off, because they weren't even talking to her and looking her straight in the eyes. So she was like suspicious. Are they thinking about me? And so Boston Rob and Danielle meet up, and Boston Rob says, yeah, I heard they're going for Brittany. No, that's because you planted the seed for Brittany. So we get to the round. Oh, and then, Tom Sandoval, he has a plea for Rob, but, Dylan's not trying to hear it. They're just not trying to hear anything that Tom says. I mean, he did have like 73 theories, and I guess he's on theory number 74 and lucky number 74 for Tom. So first to speak up at the round table is Dylan. He says, before Derek left, he told me that there were two people that were traitors because he felt like he was going to get murdered that night. So there are two people that I think are traitors. Definitely Boston Rob and Brittany. Because Brittany, she basically gave you a look when you were about to vote, and she's got to be a traitor. Okay, so first of all, Derek turned on his big brother sister, but whatever. And so Brittany speaks up. She says, I am such a faithful. I gave you a look. I stopped you because I wanted you to go with your gut, because I was going with my gut. And I have been trying to suss out traitors for the longest, and I've been wrong. If anything, my confidence has been diminished. I am a faithful. I am not, but I believe that Rob is. And then so Tom Sandoval pipes up, and he gives a convincing argument that basically, Rob, you're a traitor. You got out all of the week after, you got out one of your own. That's why you're a traitor. Week after week. It makes sense. Bob is a traitor. Like, he gave a convincing argument, but of course, are these people listening to Tom? Are they? Is anybody listening to Tom?
Oh, hell no.
Rob says, can I defend himself? And Sierra's like, yeah, let him defend himself. Sierra is such an idiot. I mean, I don't even know this girl, but she just gives idiot vibes.
You are really dumb.
Boston Rob comes with his same argument that he's been using week after week, with a few adjustments. I'm not a traitor. I'm a faithful. A traitor is trying to frame me. They're trying to frame me. And I believe Brittany is a traitor because she's the only one who's strategic enough. Okay, Brittany even said she's been wrong. She's been wrong. So how's she framing you, Boston Rob, when she hasn't been vocal at all? She hasn't been going around talking to anybody, but these dodos aren't even thinking about that. If she was framing you, she would have been putting your name out there, which she wasn't. So what are you talking about, Boston Rob?
Not a damn thing.
Well, they get to the votes, and Dodo Dylan votes for Gabby. So you gave this whole speech, but you don't believe either one's a traitor, so you voted for them. The funny thing is these throwaway votes. So Dolores, wanting to get her lick back, voted for for Tom. And Tom voted for Rob because he gave the best argument. Everybody voted for Rob, which surprisingly, except for Sierra, I don't believe I spent so much time with Rob. I don't think he's a traitor at all.
Dumb.
And of course, Brittany voted for Rob. But the real person, it came to Carolyn. Carolyn voted for Rob, everybody. Another traitor voted for a traitor. But then, it came down to, if Rob gets one more vote, Rob is out of here. So it came to Danielle. And they cut to Rob. Then they cut to Danielle. Then they cut to Carolyn. Danielle, I don't know if this was just editing, but it was like she was just like so distraught, so stressed out. Who do I vote for? Do I vote for Rob? And if I miss, then my game is over. Or if I vote for Brittany, I don't know. No. Danielle voted for Rob. Now, as much as I don't like Danielle's gameplay, I will say this. Danielle takes risk. She takes risk. This is the second week that she went against a traitor. And luckily this time she did well. It worked. Because guess what, everybody? Boston Rob, you're out of here. You did too much. You were doing too much, Boston Rob.
Hey, congratulations. You played yourself.
And so, but first, he has to go step into the light, I guess. Get on that little stage, and Alan says, Boston Rob, are you a traitor or faithful? And he says, I enjoy playing this game. This is one of my favorite games, blah, 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 blah. I'm a traitor. Then they all start cheering in glee. Oh, where was all that energy, Sierra? Where's all that energy, Dolores? Where was all that energy when Tom Sandoval was making his plea?
Sound real hard on the phone, nephew.
I wouldn't forget that if I was Tom Sandoval. But finally, Tom Sandoval feels like he redeemed himself. Finally, I get some respect in this house. Finally. So it's funny that Tom was aware that nobody respected him and they were all brushing him off. See, that's what I was saying earlier. People who are usually on the outside or the outcasts of the bunch, they usually are very aware of what's really going on and how they're being treated. Anyhow, they go into the house and you hear Sierra, oh my God, so he murdered Bob the drag queen, his own. Like, shut up. Oh, now you get it. Finally, you get it.
I think she's got it. I think she's got it.
You got it. So they get back to the turret. It's Danielle and Carolyn having a little stare down. And Danielle starts giving this dumb, lame brain speech like, I have to work with you now. No, you don't. I would be like, don't do me any favors if I were Carolyn. I have to work with you. Oh, but pause. Boston Rob said, I don't know why Carolyn didn't trust me. I would have never turned on her. But I think Danielle is a horrible traitor, a horrible game player, just horrible all around.
Damn!
Wow, Boston Rob, you really did stick it to her. So anyhow, back to the turret. Because Alan told them, hey, y'all have to murder in plain sight. It's like, what? We got to murder in plain sight? They get to see us? I don't see what the big deal is because they're only going to allow one person, the person you're murdering, to see you. And at that point, they're out of the game. So who cares? They just know. So the after show is just going to be different. But anyhow, so we see the people who are up for murder coming into the church in a very dramatic montage. We see Tom. We see Chriselle. We see Gabby. We see, did we see Sam? Was it Sam? I don't remember. But they give these little corny speeches. If it's my time to die, it's my time to die. I don't want to leave this game. Blah, blah, blah. And then we were out. So tell me, will the traitors be found out next week? Will they recruit a new traitor? And if they recruit a new traitor, who should they recruit? Drop to the comments and like and subscribe.